Bala, Sip Samatma, Sip Raji, Sip Tina, Sip Deepa, Sip Premchandji, Sip Lakshmi, Sip Sagai, Sip Girish, Sip Raju, Sip Bliss, Sip Krishna, Sip Murugaraj, Sip Ahem, Sip Arshana, Sip Sukeshni, Sip Sudeep, Sip Vanita, Sip Sanjay, Sip Parthiyamas. I can't see Sip. Rest of you are on the call, but I can't see you. Welcome. We have a very interesting subject today. And the subject is, yes, subject administrator puts up, most enlightened people are sannyasi. Should we also become sannyasi? Should we take sannyas? Most enlightened people. So we have Ashok Chotwani hand up, but before I think this came, I'm not mistaken, I think it was Krishna who brought up a point that day. And she said 99% of the people in this world who are enlightened are sannyasi. Actually 99. I said so I feel, how can I become a sannyasi? How can I? Yeah, valid point. Do we have to become sannyasi if we want enlightenment? So today we will have this discussion. Are you sannyasi? Have you taken sannyas? You know, sannyas means what, right? Sannyas means you have renounced. You have renounced the world, people. You have renounced people and pleasures and possessions. Have you? So with that note, we will start with Ashok Chotwani. Come on, let us start.
Shivam, sir.
Yes, Ashok.
Sir, my answer is no. It is not necessary to renounce the world to become sannyasi for seeking God or enlightenment. While living in this world as a yogi, without attachment and craving for material world, we can achieve enlightenment. For that, first of all, we have to realize Neti Neti Tat Tvamasi.
The point is, people are saying that you're not getting the point. They are saying that you're talking like this, but all enlightened people are sannyasis.
But that was previous one. Nowadays, we are understanding that there is no question of become a sannyasi. We can live in this world, but without attachment and craving.
So is it okay to become sannyasi or not okay?
No, it is 100% okay. Without renouncing, we have to become a sannyasi.
How can you become a sannyasi? Means to renounce, so to take sannyas.
No. But sir, we, while living in this world, realizing that we are divine soul, we are not body, mind, and ego, and we live as an instrument of God, we can achieve enlightenment.
Okay. Again, Ashok, the question is slightly different. Most enlightened people are sannyasi.
Yeah.
So should we also become sannyasi? You're saying no. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. But the question is, why are most enlightened people sannyasi?
Yeah, sannyasi. That was actually, that was a previous to talk about. They were sannyasi.
So previously it was okay. Now
previously okay? we have no such guru that can guide us properly. That without we can be enlightened.
So if there's no guru, then is sannyasi the way to become enlightened?
No, but their teaching was different, no, sir. We have
whether it is necessary to be a sannyasi, whether it is important to be a sannyasi, that is the question that we are facing today.
Yeah. Actually, there is no question of become a sannyasi.
Okay, thank you, Ashok. Ashok is over. Rumataji, Krishna, Raji, and Bala. Rumataji, Krishna, Raji, Bala.
Pranam Guruji, Shivoham.
Boli Mataji.
Guruji, I feel to leave the world and become sannyasi, that it is not possible for everyone. I think we should try to become sannyasi while living in the family. We have to be in yoga. with God, with SIP all the time, by following one yoga to another yoga, sometimes bhakti yoga, sometimes gyan yoga, sometimes all the 5 yogas, prem yoga and all. So
Good.
I think it is not required to leave the world. We should try to become sannyasi while living with the family.
Rumata ji, आपके words थोड़े wrong है, misguiding है. What you are saying is we don't have to become a sannyasi. Instead, we can become a yogi. This is what you are
Yes.
saying.
Yes.
Huh? Be clear. Be very clear so people don't get confused. So
Yes.
Rumata ji says we don't have to take sannyas from the world. We can live in the world as a yogi. We can live with dhyana yoga, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, prema yoga in this world, and we can still attain better than a sannyasi result. We can attain enlightenment.
Guruji, one thing is more, the people who take sannyasis, they are cut off from the world. The real test is while staying in this world, in bhoga, you become sannyasi.
Because the most important point is, what is the guarantee that by becoming a sannyasi you will be enlightened? Then everybody will
Yes.
become sannyasi. While
Yes.
Krishna told a very interesting subject. She said all enlightened people are sannyasis. But I forgot to ask her that day, then all sannyasis also should be enlightened. No?
Guruji, in Chitralekha movie, they specially showed that one bhajan was there, संसार से भागे फिरते हो भगवान को क्या पाओगे, कि you have to be one with God while living in the
Yeah.
family.
That's a good song, I think. That's Chal Sanyasi. वही गाना है क्या? क्या
That
बोला
is
क्या?
different. That is
अच्छा,
different.
अच्छा. Okay, thank you, Rumata ji. मैं
Thank
फिल्म
you.
को नहीं देखता
Thank
हूँ.
you.
Krishna.
Pranam Guruji.
Krishna.
Yes, sir, Shivoham.
Sure.
I'm not answering this question because it's a question I put to you. I don't know the answer. But for me, sannyasi is not a person who wears orange saffron clothes and moves to the forest. I have seen sannyasis who are very much in the world, very lively in this world. But
Then who's
many,
sannyasi? No, then wait. Then who's a sannyasi?
no, who has purified himself completely, who I
That
feel is
is
a
not.
sannyasi.
No, that's not a spot.
Because sannyas,
That's
the
not.
real meaning is total. Because when you
That's
gave us the mantra of Pirlu, I
yeah.
think living. Yeah, sir, you're saying something.
No. I'm trying to see the definition of sannyasi.
Sannyasa, nyasa matlab purification.
No, sannyas means renounce, to take sannyas.
I don't know. I don't know because मेरे मनु is complete. But हमको family में रह के भी कितना भी बोलेंगे कि नहीं क्लिंग करता है मन आ जाता है. And sannyas के लिए it is मन का नाश है sannyas. It is not geru kapda or the long beard.
Okay, but we have, in our understanding, I think sannyas is abandoning who has renounced the world. Let's be clear in the meaning of sannyasi first of all.
मतलब, the worldly desire के जगह he has attained the divinity inside. No, सिप को पाया है. So, but
That is different.
saying every
That is a
word is
Buddha.
misconstrued.
Krishna,
Yeah.
Krishna, that is a Buddha. The one who was enlightened is a Buddha. Sannyas.
Okay.
See, that's why if you notice,
You tell me one example of a person living in this world and totally enlightened, like you, for example. You have moved away from your business. You have closed down everything. So in a way, you are not clinging to your, the material world. हम लोग इतना material world में रह के कितना भी बड़े sentences we are saying, mind comes in between, no?
see, so all I'm saying is today's question, and you should benefit the most from this question because it's troubled you. The question that is in front of us today is this. Most enlightened people are sannyasi. So the
Yes.
question is it so?
I meet the spiritual masters I met, all of them are not sannyasis, but they are recluse. They are little bit cut off from their family. They live alone.
Correct. For example, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Vivekananda, Adi Shankara, Ramana Maharishi, all of them seem to be hermits. All of them seem to be sannyasis.
Ramakrishna was married, but it was like another kind of a marriage. She
No,
was
no,
also.
he was a sannyasi, no? I
No,
was, who was I reading? Was it Ramdas? Santara, he wrote a letter to his wife saying, "From today you will be my sister."
Yeah.
I think it was Sant Ramdas, if I'm not mistaken. He said, "From today you will be my sister because I am."
And after Dada Vaswani ji also, nobody like when you look at the people who have real attained the ultimate, they have moved away from their family, you know.
So Krishna, that is why your interesting question is in debate today, because the question is so relevant. And now we are trying to say one thing. Let us be clear. If you are not renounced, you cannot really attain God. Let us be clear. Because, like I say, either you have to fill your life with the world or you have to fill your life with God. If you fill your life with the world, you cannot, there's no place for God. If other things are a priority for your life, how can you make God a priority for us? Suppose today you have 4 children, and the 4 children, one going to school, one going to college, one going to work. You have got your own. How can you manage? You will be worried about the school child and then what the PTA meeting and what the teacher is telling, and the college guy and what is he doing, which girlfriend he has got, and the business guy, what business he is, because you're the mother and you've got. So obviously, a kind of sannyas is required. But whether we should call it sannyas, which means abandoning or renouncing, if you really see Buddha, Buddha took sannyas. He left his wife, he left his child, he abandoned, he renounced, and went into the forest. Now, are you getting my point of what I'm talking about, sannyas? Are you understanding my point? Should you, the question today, should Girish, should you, Ashok Chotwani, leave everything and go? Or can you be in the world and be like कमल का फूल जैसे झील में ना डूबता है, योगी भी माया में ना डूबता, ध्यान में वो रहता है, मन ना भटकता है, सांस सांस में प्रभु को चाहता. Can we be like that? It's not easy, because tomorrow, husband, wife, whatever will come and say, "Come on, let us go to mall, darling. Come on, darling, let us go movie, darling." Then what do? Then better renounce now. Better if you're in the jungle, then better you'll be able to be free. But the problem is we can't renounce so easily. We can't give up. Many people today, if you want to join Mother Teresa, Mother Teresa? I believe if you want to join the missionaries of charity, you have to give up everybody in your life. You have to give up mother, father, sister, grandmother, grandfather, mother-in-law, child, brother, sister. You have to give up your everything. You have to just live on 2 saris. Wash, wear, and they give you food, they give you accommodation. Now, question. Should we need to do that? Should we need to do that? Is that necessary for the journey of enlightenment? That is what we are trying to understand today. So do you have any comment, Krishna?
I don't have any comment because आपने बताया the last time also it's not easy, but you said it is not necessary. That not necessary part I am still not understanding, because
Now
either
I'm asking you a different question. Don't be a sannyasi, but if you're not a yogi, can you be enlightened?
no, it is different stages, sir. It's different stages.
No. Without yogi, without yoga, without you cannot become a Buddha.
Yeah.
Mumukshu, Jigyasu, Jnani, Yogi, Buddha.
Yeah.
So when you become a Mumukshu, Jigyasu, Jnani, Yogi, even if you're living in your house or you're living in the world, if you're committed. I was in the mountains just now, top of the mountains. Then the alarm rang, ting tong, go back for Zoom, go back for Zoom. I did not say, "Hello, administrator, please pass message. Today Zoom is cancelled. I'm in the mountains." I have to come back. Or I could have done the Zoom from the mountain. But I'm saying we have to be committed as a divine instrument. That's next week's topic based on your, I think your requirement,
I also understand if we did not have this daily Zoom, we would have slept much more. Abhi, when we sleep, we know
Exactly.
8 o'clock we are again coming up. But so this
So
daily, yeah.
why do I tell people who don't come every day it's a big problem? Why do I tell? Because if you don't come one day on Zoom, means you go minus 4 days.
Yes, absolutely.
That's why I tell people don't miss Zoom. Don't miss. If you can't on the video, attend. If you can't talk, listen. Not some people. The day I asked one person, so I saw you were not on Zoom audio video, but I was remembering you, and for this reason, I did you listen? No, sir. Honestly, I on the video. I off the video. I off the audio, but I went away. I said, then what? Then who are you fooling? You on the video, off the video, off the audio, and you went away. That means I was thinking of you. I told that guy was always having that problem, and that I told that person that you are having this problem, and I spoke about this problem, but he said no. He said I could not be on the call. So we have to be sincere. Whether we should be a sannyasi, we are still thinking. Raji, Bala, Girish, and Krishna, come back if you want to. Tanu is here. Raji, Bala, Girish, Rutanu.
Sure,
We have not yet
Guruji.
got a clear answer after our discussion with Krishna. Yes, Raji. How are you feeling?
I am okay, Guruji, but still I have to many problem. I have to take rest for some more days. Next week again I
Okay.
have to go for doctor.
Okay, tell me.
So I
Tell me what
cannot
is your...
come in. I
No,
cannot come in video for some more
no, don't
days
worry. Don't worry.
because my eyes, one eyes I have to keep it closed, so I cannot
No,
come for
please,
video.
please don't. Your audio is good enough. Tell me. I can see you already. Without the video, I can see you. Tell me.
Okay. Thank you, Guruji. Sannyasi is not necessary to get enlightenment, but it is better because sannyasi means it is easy to get enlightenment, but it is
Yes.
not compulsory.
I agree with you. So whoever amongst us can take sannyas, should we or should we not?
To get enlightenment faster, we have to take, but for us, those who cannot take sannyasi, they also can get enlightenment by being as a yogi in the house itself. And there are many persons who got enlightenment, like Tukaram Maharaj, and they all be very with, but they are always with God. They had family, but they never cared about the family. They used to get eating whatever it is. They are always with God. It is difficult, but not impossible.
If we can renounce, we should renounce or we should not renounce?
We should renounce. If we can, we should renounce.
So for me, Krishna also, I want you to know that Raji, therefore I renounced. I can't call myself a sannyasi, but I renounced so many things. I renounced. I feel so bad today. We have got 3 ashrams with 850 people. And I was involved in the day-to-day operations of that ashram. I renounced. It's running under my banner, my name, my organization, my people. But I am not able to pay attention on a day-to-day basis. I have to renounce it because I want to focus on God realization. I want to help people not to do seva. So I think renouncing is good, but using the word sannyas may not be the best thing to do because sannyas is a very different meaning. Sannyas means you have left everything. Sannyas means sabko tyag kiya hai. Maa, baap, bacha, kapda, sab kuch, everything. Like I think if you go to Chinmaya mission or Ramakrishna mission, you have to give up everything. You have to give up your name also. They will call you Suryananda Swami, Suryananda, Chinmayananda, Satyananda, Shivananda. You are not Shivananda, but they give a new name to you. You haven't even give up your name. So let us see. I mean, I don't know where we are. Thank you, Raji. Bala, Girish, Rutanu. What is the end of this discussion today? It is going to be very interesting, but I also don't know what is the end. So the end we will conclude. Yes, Bala.
Actually, the goal is enlightenment. Sannyasi ka bhi ho or hamara bhi ho. We are in samsar. The goal is ultimate enlightenment to get liberation. So वो इधर भी हो सकता है और उधर भी हो सकता है. Not necessary to what we say to live.
Kaisa?
Is
If
means
no, wait,
living in a
wait, wait,
family.
wait. If you are living in the family and your daughter says, "Mama, today new movie, Mama, you must take me. Mama, now Navaratri, I want new Ghagra Choli, Mama, you must take me. Mama, my boyfriend want to meet you, Mama. Now I want to marry this boyfriend, Mama." Then what?
But these are the karma. Because of some karmas, we are attached to each other, Guruji. Or and living in that and jumping on that. मतलब एक स्टेप आगे लेना, उसमें गुरु भी मिलता है अगर तुम्हारी इच्छा एकदम स्ट्रांग होती है. इफ यू आर व्हाट वी सेड, योर डिजायर टू हैव अ गुरु टू गेट लिबरेशन. जैसे मेरी इच्छा इतनी स्ट्रांग है गुरुजी, मेरे को कहीं से भी मिलता है, कुछ भी मिलता है. और अभी देखो ना, घर बैठे इन द कंफर्ट जोन, आई कुड लिसन यू, आई कुड ऑब्जर्व यू, आई कुड इमिटेट यू गुरुजी. बार बार वही सोचती हूँ कि बाबा मैं कैसे हो सकता हूँ. yesterday I asked so many questions to you because I know I am wrong over there. I want to correct myself. अभी ये होने वाला है, नीचे गिरेंगे, ऊपर आने वाला है, नीचे जाएगा, सब कुछ होने वाला है. But living in the family with those people with which we had karmas and dealing with them, that is a big achievement, Guruji.
But then, okay, thank you, Bala. Let me, as you are talking, I'm getting different things. You know. Now, suppose a lady has got a 6-year-old son.
Yeah.
6-year-old son, she cannot leave and go to the forest, become sannyasi.
No.
The son becomes 12 years old. Still 12-year-old son, she cannot leave and go. The son becomes 18-year-old. Now the son has already gone to work independently, 18-year-old. Now she can leave, but she doesn't want to leave because she's clinging to her son.
Yeah.
So now when you're clinging to your son like that, then can you achieve enlightenment? Can you get realization? Can you get liberation?
No, Guruji. Actually, my son is in America, Guruji. I was also clinging to him like anything. I used to cry like anything, Guruji. एक minute में रोना आता था. But as I met you, as I started listening to you, Guruji, I just told myself that I'm so lucky that मैं छोड़ना तो वही छोड़ के
How old is your son?
He is 30.
And he's got a job there.
Yeah, he got job and he got married also. I have one poti also. Everything is settled, Guruji. But I was clinging like anything. I went into stress, Guruji. For so many years, I was crying like anything, Guruji. And when he came here, I told him, Guruji, I am not expecting anything. I used to tell him, you have to come, you have to come. Now I tell him that wherever you are happy, you can live. There is nothing compulsion on my side, Guruji. And I just realized.
So this is a real sannyasi.
And I realized, Guruji, the bonding is what we say. इतना खुश रहता है Guruji. Otherwise, he used to, what we say, when are you coming? I really miss you so much. अरे वो भी अच्छा है, मजे में है इधर, मैं भी मजे में हूँ इधर. So why? And he's adult, he's matured, he has his own life. And Guruji, I'm not joking, Guruji. Whenever when I met you from the first day, everything, the cycle is what we say, about 360 degrees changes are there in my life, Guruji. Okay. No, I'm not joking, Guruji. I just copy.
So good. No. So I'm saying, see, therefore, what we are saying today, before we go on to Girish will give some gyan now. Before we go to Girish, we all want enlightenment. We all want liberation. We all want God. We want unification. We want to be free from this world. But the question is, does it mean we have to give up the world? Does it mean that we have to renounce all pleasures? Do I tell you all to give up all pleasures? I have never, in this last 3 years, I have those who are here from so many years, I never tell you, but I also tell you, don't become a slave. Don't become a slave of the pleasure. You should be able to tell your pleasure, no. You should be able to be a master. Don't let your mind ride your horse. You be the boss. So many times I have told you. So let us see. We have still got some more time. Girish, what do you feel, Girish? And Rutanu, bolo.
Guruji, and I realized whenever I will cling to him, I have to go to rebirth. Whenever I will cling to him, I will have rebirth. ये पक्का ही पक्का है. और किसको ये झमेले में आना है गुरुजी वापस?
Good. Thank you. Girish, Ruth Anu, Chidanand. Chidanand is also there.
From the point of view of middle path, which is being followed by us in this call, both parts of the question, the answer is no, no. Simply by external renunciation of family and friends and house will not guarantee that all those things have gone out of our head. What is important is, despite being in the middle of the family and society with all the possessions and pleasures, world should go out of our head.
Very good.
That is the sannyasa, what is required according to the path, middle path, which we follow in this call.
So Girish has created a new quote. Girish has given a new quote today. Girish says, to be enlightened, we don't have to get out of the world. The world has to get out of us. What Girish is saying, a new way of saying, Girish, we don't have to get out of the world, but the world has to get out of us. If the world can get out of us, then we are renounced, then we are free. No, Girish, is this not what you're trying to say?
Correct.
Okay, anything else, Girish?
No.
Okay, very good. So what Girish says, by just running away to the world, out of the world, don't think that you will be free. We have many examples of the person, that guy who, what's his name? Who went and the college girls got wet in the rain in the night, and I forget the name of that. I always give the story of the guy. And then we talk about the man who's dhoti. Yes.
Another point is that relaxation is subject to the condition that our goal and priority should be moksha and sip is always on lip. Without these two things being in place, that relaxation will not be applicable and available.
So if sip is on your lip and your priority is God, then you can be anywhere now. But if your priority becomes samsar and you lose focus of sip, you forget about sip, and sip is not in your lip, and your priority changes, then it's okay.
Yeah.
If there is no sip, then you slip. What Girish is saying, if there is no sip, then you slip. So we have to catch hold of the grip of sip. Thank you, Girish. Rutanu, Chidanand, and Will. Rutanu, Chidanand, Will. Good inputs from Girish. Yes. Rutanu.
Guruji.
Yes. Shubham, boliye.
Guruji, if we can master our senses and we can be in consciousness and we can remain in the present moment, then we do not need to take sannyas. In this life only, being in this life only, we can get enlightened.
But how do you do that?
By being one with sip always. Not even a second we should slip.
So then if you don't need sannyas, then what do you need?
We need control of our senses.
And how do you control your senses?
By being in consciousness.
And how can you be in consciousness all the time?
By not slipping, by not being in mind state, by being in consciousness state.
So good. That's why we said one of the ways to be in yoga, to be constantly in yoga. So I hope all of you are getting this point. You know what, this is a very interesting discussion. And essentially it says this: if we just renounce this world and we go into the forest or go away in the mountains, will we get realization? Will we attain God? No chance. No chance. So don't think that the way everybody who has renounced the world is become enlightened. No. Those who have renounced the world have not become enlightened. Those who have renounced the world may be the most miserable people in this world. But if you renounce the world, there are good chances of you being in contemplation, you being in silence, you being in stillness, you being a monk, you being liberated from samsara. That may work. But what if you become a sannyasi and your mind is wandering in the samsara? Then it can't work. Chidanand and will. Chidanand and will.
So, Guruji, not fulfilling our responsibilities or duties, as you say, if the child wants something in this birth, if we have taken, we have to give the child something. I mean, whatever the child necessities are, we have to
So I'm
complete that.
asking you. So a lady asked me this question. A lady said, "My child needs my attention. Should I do my duty or not?" Ruth,
should
tell me the
do.
answer. Should we do duty or not?
7604.
We should do,
7604.
Guruji. We should
Then,
do.
then,
That is our karma. We
then what
should do.
about?
We should
Then
remain
what
in
about?
action.
Then what about all this Zoom call and what about all this nirvana, moksha? What about all this?
We should remain in consciousness and then do.
But how can we do our duty?
We can do, Guruji. By taking SIP name, we can do our duties.
So which duty should we do? Take care of my child or take care of my
Both,
enlightenment?
both, Guruji, both.
Good. So my answer to the person was, your child is your duty, but your God and your SIP and your enlightenment is a greater duty. Is a greater duty. But if you forget the greater duty for a smaller duty, then it's a sin. It is just like somebody is having heart attack. Somebody having a heart attack and doctor says you have a heart attack. Please come to ICU immediately. You tell the doctor, just 10 minutes, doctor, I'm finishing my nail painting. Doctor, just 10 more minutes, I'm finishing nail painting. Doctor said you have a heart attack. Come right now to ICU, you have to come. No, I'll finish my nail painting and come. So this is how we have to be clear. Thank you, Chidanand and Will. Chidanand and Will. Sir.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
Yeah, sannyas and all these are, I think, ashrams like Vanaprastha and all. When we are on the path of enlightenment, we have to follow Viveka, Vairagya, and Sadhana Chatushtaya. So, Vairagya itself is a concept of renunciation. The sannyas, like we are grahasthas, correct? So, it is the stages of life, brahmacharya, grahastha. So, sannyas or sannyasi is a choice. It's like a profession. If you want to be a sannyasi, be a sannyasi and you get enlightenment, or be a guru, rishi, whatever it is. You will not get enlightenment. But on the path of enlightenment, you have got no choice but to have sadhana chatushtaya. Or what we have through that 4Ds or something, that Viveka, Vairagya, sadhana chatushtaya, and this mumukshutva. So I think these are two different classifications altogether. We do not mix one with the other.
No, the
and
question today is,
even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said karma sannyasa. If we are grahasthas, we have to renunciate. There the word sannyasa doesn't mean a way of life. It is a renunciation, which is vairagya actually.
So most enlightened people are sannyasi. So we also should be sannyasi.
No, they are renunciates. The most enlightened people actually, they may be a sannyasi, they may be a grahastha like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, they may be a bachelor like Vivekananda, brahmachari, or they may be a sannyasa like Swami Chinmayananda. So this is a profession which they have chosen to live their whole life. But basically they are vairagis, they are yogis. They are following this path of renunciation. So anybody can be, but according to me, sannyasi is not a must. It is a choice. I can remain a professional CA throughout my life. I did not go into any other, not be a soldier. It is like a profession which I have to take. But
then what must you be to get?
Our 8th path you have to follow, and you should have this other vairagya. Viveka and vairagya is the key for any enlightened man. You will never find an enlightened man who is not a vairagi. By that, naturally, you become a yogi and all others. I personally feel we are mixing the two totally in different.
No. So what you're bringing a little bit more clarity.
When yesterday Sip Krishna said sannyasi, it has nothing to do with enlightenment. It is Vairagi
No,
or your Vairagya is a
no,
renunciation is a way to enlightenment.
she had a very practical point from the visual point of view. From a visual point of view, all enlightened people seem to be sannyasis. All enlightened
No,
people
they are
seem to be
Vairagis. No,
hermits.
for example, Ramakrishna Paramahansa was a grahastha. He was not a sannyasi. Vivekananda was a brahmachari. Whereas later on, he
But
went
even
into sannyasa
but
different. Yeah,
even
Vivekananda was a sannyasi. He
even
became a
Ramakrishna,
sannyasi.
even Ramakrishna
Hmm.
Paramahansa renounced
No, he was a
and could be.
grahastha. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Vairagi, not a sannyasi. Like Chinmayananda was a sannyasi. Tejomayananda today is a sannyasi. So many other people are sannyasis.
So
They are different.
how would you differentiate sannyasi with renunciate?
Vairagi. Vairagi.
No, how would you
Vairagi is,
differentiate? How would you differentiate sannyasi and vairagi?
for example, myself. I am a grahastha, but I am a Vairagi.
How would you
For
differentiate?
example, like for yourself, you are a grahastha. You have a family, but still you are a renunciate. You are a Vairagi.
How do you differentiate vairagi and sannyasi?
That's exactly I'm telling you, sir. You are actually a Vairagi and you are
No, but
enlightened. You are not a
you're not.
sannyasi. You
You're,
cannot be
yeah.
a sannyasi because sannyasi is depending upon in which social milieu you are living your life.
So yeah,
It depends
yeah,
upon your
Chidaman, I
social
want to.
milieu.
Yeah. So I want to give you what Girish said very beautifully. A
Exactly. He talked about
sannyasi,
Vairagi.
a
See, all
sannyasi,
the Sanskrit words are getting mixed up with English
no, a sannyasi
interpretation.
gives up. A sannyasi gives up the world, but
That is a
a
Vairagi.
no, a sannyasi gives up the world, gives up the complete,
Hmm.
leaves the world. He leaves the world and goes. But what you're saying, a vairagi doesn't leave the world and goes.
Yes.
He lives in the world. He lives in the world, but the world is not in his head.
Yes.
Girish, what did we
Yes.
say, Girish? We said something, no?
Even Krishna gave the example. I think you only gave an example. A person was living as a sannyasi and thinking about his wife in the town. So he's not a Vairagi. He's a sannyasi by profession. Social milieu. He's living in a group of sannyasis. But he has still not become a Vairagi. Hence, he cannot become an enlightened
So
man.
here the difference, Siddharth, what you're saying. A vairagi doesn't give up the world. It lives in the world, but gives up
Yes.
attachments, people,
Yes.
pleasures,
Yes.
possession.
Yes.
And a
Yes.
sannyasi
Yes.
gives up the world itself. So we must be clear
Yeah,
what we are
no,
saying.
but may not be a Vairagi. He may be living for
That's okay.
expanding
That's
his
okay.
ashrams and get fully good karma, golden chain.
Then he's a failed sannyasi. If he has
Yes.
left then he's a hypocrite sannyasi. But
Exactly.
a sannyasi is expected to be a vairagi. A sannyasi
Yes.
is expected to be a vairagi. A vairagi is not expected to be a sannyasi. Let
And
us
an
be clear.
enlightened person has to be a Vairagi.
He has to have
As an
vairagi.
enlightenment,
Yes.
yeah, he cannot achieve. Nobody can achieve enlightenment. Whether he's a sannyasi, whether he's a grahastha,
Because
whether he's a
in simple words,
vanaprastha,
no.
he
If
gets
you
he
are
doesn't. Samsara is
if
in
you
there.
don't if you don't have vairagya and you're
Yes.
attached to the world, then how can you
Finished.
be liberated? Then you cannot be liberated.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. Good clarity today. So I think we've got some very good clarity by the end of the call. Will and then Krishna, and then we will close if there's nobody else. Will and Krishna.
Shivong, sir, thanks for
Yes.
taking the call. I think the issue of what one teacher advises one should come into this. I mean, I don't think that it's for any of us to individually decide. I think the general points you're making are quite good, but I think in the background there are various things you have to take. People are different for a start. Their characters are different, and one path is really suited to people. You can't decide in advance that it's either one way or the other. But I think you have to. My feeling is you should be either asking SIP this question or you should be asking your teacher this question, and taking it into consideration. I don't know if you would agree with that. I mean, it's just a question I'm raising. I'm not really making a point, but I think people are different, and I think you need to take your character, your situation into consideration, what your teacher wants, and this thing. I don't know if you would agree with that. That's all. It's really a question.
No, my dear Will. So what you say is very correct. But let me ask you a particular point.
Yes.
If you had a small child, a 1-year-old child, and you had just started your married life, then leaving the wife and child and going away, ideally should be something wrong.
Yeah, it would be wrong. I can see it's not I agree with you. I think there's
But-
many factors you've got to
but-
take.
But for the Buddha, it was not wrong.
No, exactly. Yeah,
He left.
exactly.
He left because Will, he had a palace and he had a family that would
Exactly.
support his wife and child.
Exactly. Yes.
So what you say is absolutely correct. It all depends on a case-to-case basis.
Exactly.
But
yes,
what we are saying, Will, is something which is very profound today. If we get attached to this world,
yes,
if we
exactly.
finally this world is an illusion. It's Maya.
Yes.
Finally, this world is a Leela. Will, don't we know this, Will, you and me, that nothing will be ours? Don't we know it?
Exactly.
Don't we know it that nobody will be ours? Don't we know it?
Exactly.
Then why are we attached to things and people?
Exactly.
The problem is we are attached. The problem is not to be with things and people. The problem is not that we have to give up all people and things. The problem is we should not be attached to people and things.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And the
Exactly.
moment we get attached, the
Yes.
moment we get attached to people and to things, we are finished.
Yes.
We are finished. That means the cycle of death and rebirth will continue.
Yes, sir.
I hope
Thank you.
I hope you're on the same page. You have any difference of thought?
No, I think we've completed the argument. I mean, people. I think no, that's fine. That's enough. Thank you.
But
sir.
what you said is very beautiful. It all depends on a case to case.
Yes,
But
sir.
whatever having said and done, we should be very clear about the priority of our life. Nothing should come in between me and SIP. Nothing should come, because ultimately, whoever I am, wherever I am, whatever I am,
Yes.
all the people in this call, we have only one goal. And that one goal is becoming one with SIP.
Yes.
Because we are SIP. Because we are manifestations of SIP, there is no doubt. Nobody can deny that. Nobody can argue that we are not this body, mind, ego. We are the soul. And our goal is for the soul to become one with SIP and not to come back, like the Buddha said, or the Sanatana Dharma said, not to come back again and again in this cycle and get caught in what Chidanand also said in the golden chain, to get caught in this chain of death and birth and death and birth. Good,
Exactly.
very interesting call. Yes, will you want to say something? Otherwise, Krishna.
Yes, sir. I'm repeating my
Yes.
question I asked the other day. I don't think I use the word sannyas. I use the word renunciate only. I said you have renunciated, but sannyas came in today's question, so I took up that word. My answer was this only because I said I don't believe in that bearded geru kapda wala sannyasi. No, I'm telling about the real masters who have got enlightenment. Like for example, you or Vivekananda, whether they are in the sannyasi monastic order or not, but they have renunciated. For example, Vivekananda also said, if you escape to the dark caves of the Himalayan caves, you have lost your way. And if you have plunged into the vagaries of the world, then also you have missed the path. And मेरा भी रोज हमारा prayer में one line is, मैं जगत में प्रवेश कर रहा हूँ, पर जगत मुझ में न प्रवेश करे भगवान. I say that, but thing is, in the family जगत प्रवेश करेंगे ही. And then the thing which you said, this Belpuri and Prabhu bhi nahi chalega. So my question still remains without renunciating. For example, can anybody say today, I'm closing my business because I want SIP? None of us in the call is, confident enough to say that. That is what my question is. How can you be, then get the ultimate goal? How can we reach the goal?
But that is the goal. That's how I shut down my business.
Yeah,
If I had not shut my business 16 years back today, I would not even be on a call like this. I would be just making money and dying.
Exactly. So that was my question. We need to renunciate. Otherwise, how will we reach this? The only goal in life.
Krishna, just now you said it. Listen to me carefully, and we are closing the call with this. We have to renounce. But like we said, even Girish said, we don't have to renounce the world and leave the world. But what you said, मैं जगत में प्रवेश ले रही हूँ, लेकिन जगत मुझ में प्रवेश ना ले, which means we have to be suppose today you take care of your child as a guardian, as a divine instrument of God, As that child is God's child and God has made me the mother of this child, I'll take care. But don't lose my focus. Don't lose my priority. Your priority is not your child. Your priority is not your business. Your priority is not your home. Your priority is not your husband. Because all these things, your business, your home, your child, will all dissolve. Everything is going to disappear. Can you deny, Krishna? What I'm saying, is it some bullshit or is the truth? It's the truth. Nobody can deny. So whether you close your business, what you said just now, or not, whether you close your business or not, the business will be closed. It is matter of you continuing like a fool to run some business till it's ultimately closed, or to close the business and get into the real business of life. We need the courage. We need the grace. If it was not for my guru, I had two options. I was closing my entire business, or I was closing 75 to 80% of my business and continuing 20%. I had two business offers, offer one and offer two. And I went and asked my Guruji, should I close my entire business, or should I keep one floor of my business and continue my business? What did my guru tell me? He said, close it and close everything. I was 40 years old. I was 40. And I asked him, are you sure? I asked my guru, are you sure? What are you talking? What are you talking? Are you sure? Then he told me, take Aarti plate. And I used to do Shiva Aarti on every Monday night. And in one piece of paper, close entire business, and other piece of paper, put close part of the business and do the Aarti. And after the end of the Aarti, you pick one paper. So I did the Aarti. And at the end of the Aarti, I was picking from those two papers. There were no two papers. One paper had got lost or got burnt in the Aarti. And the only paper left in the plate was close the entire business. So all I'm saying is it's not easy. It's not easy to close the business. It's not easy to renounce. It's not easy to let go of this world. But my dear friends, on a Saturday evening, I'm asking you one question. True or false? It's not easy to let go of our loved ones, our family, money, business. It's not easy to let go of all these things. But ultimately, we have to let go, na? Ultimately, we have no choice, na? Whether you like it or you don't like it, you have to let go, na? It's only a matter of whether you want to let go and pursue something more meaningful, or continue pursuing something meaningless till it is snatched away from you. Food for thought. With folded hands, I bow down to you.